Hello, race fans, and welcome once again to Rice Motorsports TV. We're here for the inaugural season of the iFRL Racing League. This is our season opener at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, coming to you live here on Rice Motorsports TV. And let's see, we have just a few minutes before we get to qualifying. Of course, we want to give a shout out to the folks at Ferguson Industrial. Now, of course, we don't have any stats to show you right now. It is round number 1. But let's go ahead and take a look at the weather out there. 65-degree air temperature, winds 5 miles an hour. Now, they're going to have 10 minutes of qualifying, and they're going to be running 75% fuel today with 2 faster pairs for 50 laps at this 2.39 layout of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course here. And, you know, I'm going to predict that the fuel window is going to be somewhere between 10 and 15 laps. So we'll see how things unfold here today. And as always, thank you for joining us here on Rice Motorsports TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you know every time we go live. And the old clock on the wall says we've got about less than a minute to go. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break and get into, before we get into qualifying, and we'll be right back. You're watching the iFRL Racing League season opener here on Rice Motorsports TV. Hey folks, we're here in the qualifying session, and the cars are just getting ready to come out on pit road. I see Josh Mayu, he's out there getting ready to get going. And of course it's open qualifying, so everybody will get out on track when they're ready. Haley Bajanic's already making her way out. All new to everyone here. Now, just so you know, now this is part of our Fantasy Racing League for our Facebook page, and I'll tell you, we can race all kinds of cars and trucks that we want to due on here, so it opens up a whole bunch of possibilities. Now, of course, we do have our human drivers doing the racing on Tuesday evenings in our ARCA series as well. And, there's room for expansion for other things. There's all kinds of possibilities there. So we're excited to see where we take this thing here. Andy Bajanic will be the first one to head on out there and put down a hot lap. This is that new section to Indy here. Now, back in the day, it was just a where she's going through those S's right there. That used to be just flat out. It was basically, if you're on the start car going the opposite direction, it's turns 1 and 2, kind of, that you'd be heading onto, going in the clockwise direction. But with the Formula One cars, they had some issues there with the tires delaminating and causing some accidents, so they decided to put a bit of a chicane in there and to slow them down in that final exit. She's now on a ray now on her hot lap. We'll see what kind of time she puts down. She'll probably be the first one to put a time on the board. She's got the soft tires on. I think whatever they post their fastest lap will probably, that's a tire that they'll have to start on. And around now to that new section, getting ready to wrap up lap number 1. Let's put the clock up there so we can see how much time we've got. And we're only 3 minutes into the qualifying. She crosses the stripe. Let's see what she starts off with on provisional pole with a 1:13.774. We'll see how long she can stay up there with that time. Now, we do have several cars on the hard compound tire, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of times they put up. Waiting to see some more. I don't know who's heading across next. Ron Walters in the Mobile One machine there. Only about a good halfway around. It looks like Ben Leggett, he was the next one to put a time down. He's currently second with a 1:14.008. Paul Smith right behind him, P3 at the moment, a 1:14.904. Now, if you're watching on your computer there, well, actually, even on your phone too, if you look in the description, there's a link to live timing and scoring, so you can see a lot of the data that I'm looking at on one of my screens and follow along with the action here. Of course, not surprisingly, so far as the times that are put down at the moment, Bajanic and Leggett are running soft tires, and they are running 1-2 at the moment, so that's not too surprising at all. Gerard Smith currently P6 at the moment, a 1:15.212. Oh, we just got a new provisional pole sitter, Rainey Darnell, on pole position, 1:13.360. Time starting to get in here, and Andy Konsalova just got himself on the board with a 1:13.478. So these times starting to come in thick and fast here. About half the field now has times on the board. Faro currently fourth quickest, the 1:13.733. Let's see, there's Josh Mayu. He's currently P10 at the moment, 1:15.097. And he crosses the stripe. Did he improve his time? It doesn't look like he did, so he remains 12th at the moment. Darren Aaron is 14th. Boy, she's got a lot of traffic behind her. And now, see, that's the problem with open qualifying. She's probably, she don't want to hold anybody up. But who is that behind her? It looks like that's Ryan Cruz, I believe. That's directly behind her. So Yeah, he'll be trying to get her out of his way. But he's using the draft as well, though. They still have time to get some hot laps in, but if he can clear the number 8 there, then he'll be able to maybe improve on his time. And boy, right behind him is Dale Clark, and I tell you, she's the points leader in the ARCA series, as far as the fantasy league is concerned, and we'll see what she can do with these Indy cars. And right now, they're kind of in a DRS train here. DRS is a term they used to use in Formula One. It basically, they're all drafting each other there. So, and this track isn't the easiest to pass on, to be honest, anyway. And let's see, will her or Cruz be able to get out of that draft? I don't know. Look at Ryan Cruz. He's going to try, and he tried to get past Aaron, but he couldn't quite do it. Tony Long has put herself up into the second position there with a 1:13.192. Kosilova down to the P3 position. Clay Rice, it looks like he's on his way on pit road. He's fourth at the moment, 1:13.694. We got some more drivers out there. Shane Wilden Sr., currently 12th at 1:14.533. And he's let's see, he's on the hard compound tire. So now some of this might be strategy. Some of these folks, they're might be thinking about a lot of the folks. Obviously, the majority of the people with the hard compound tire on are further down the order. You see Tammy Demon there. P14 with a 1:14.855. Understandably, the hard tire won't be as quick as the softer compound red wall tires. Of course, we do have now Ryan Cruz. Surprisingly, he's got the soft tire on. Boy, that soft tire is not working for him all that great. He's down in the 17th position. And time is getting close to running out. He really needs to find some time. Julia Perazzi, due to the fantasy league here, she's P19 at the moment. Ashton Rice making her way down pit road, and things not going too good for Rice right now. She's dead last in the qualifying with a 1:15.572. Desperately needs to find some time, or might be able to make it up on the track. Maybe planning on doing some long runs, but we'll have to see what happens there. But less than a minute to go, and I see a lot of the drivers are. Now Randy Darnell, she's heading back out. She looked like she has the pole position locked down, but probably won't have time to really do another lap here anyway. So that's less than 20 seconds to go in qualifying. So probably going out doing some installation laps, I would imagine. So be rolling over to the start. And we'll have to wait for the checker flag is in the air. So yeah, the qualifying is officially done. Take another quick break, and we'll be right back for the start of race number 1 here. You're watching the season opener here on Rice Motorsports TV. Hey, folks, we're back here for the start. Cars are coming out on the starting grid there. And as we get ready to get started, let's go ahead and take a look at that starting grid. And Clay Rice actually made it onto pole position there. Rainey Darnell will be starting second. She got bumped at the very last moment. Tony Long will be third with Andy Kosalova in the fourth position. Fifth will be Tim Farah with Haley Bajanic starting sixth. Seventh is Casey Marshall. Ben Leggett in the eighth position. Ninth is Ron Walters, and Gerard Smith will be rounding out the top 10 there. Then in the 11th spot there, we have Dale Clark with Shane Wielden Sr. 13th will be, and why isn't that not, that grid should be scrolling forward, but for whatever reason it's not. So we'll have to, I'm looking at, it would help if I click on the right button. There we go. 13th is Paul Smith. 14th is Tammy Denman. Then we have 15th is Terrell Rice, and 16th is Sandy Aaron. 17th will be Ryan Cruz. 18th, Josh Mayu. 19th is Julia Perazzi and Ashton Rice starting shotgun on the field in that 20th position. So they're all ready to go now, and this is a standing start here. So we're just waiting for the green flag, and we will be underway.
Green flag, green flag.
And we got a green flag, and round one of the iFormula Racing League is underway. Racing down to turn one. And Clay Rice, he loses ground to Rainey Darnell. She held on to that provisional qualifying position most of qualifying, and then got bumped by Rice, but she quickly gets back into the lead there once again. Like everybody's getting through nice and cleanly here. Oh, see Ron Walters there trying to get ahead of Casey Marshall. Darnell trying to open up a gap, obviously. Now these cars have, these are the Indy cars. They do have push to pass, and they start with 200 seconds of push to pass for the entire race. This being as it's only 50 laps, they should have plenty. Tim Farrow in the fourth position there, followed closely by Andy Kosalova. Two racing buddies right there. Now they're going to be banging wheels here in the open wheel cars. Clay Rice with got the boost on, trying to get past Rainey Darnell. Oh boy, is he going to get there? Not quite. Oh no, and she gets turned around. What happened there? Holy moly, look at Clay Rice damage. And man, we got a caution here. And it looks like, boy, Tony Long, oh my goodness, rear wing gone on that car. Rainey Darnell, she's missing the nose. Look, the front of her car is damaged. So both of these cars are, they'll be heading to the pits to get a faster pair. Fortunately, they're both able to drive back. Oh my goodness, wow, that was crazy there. And let's see, I wonder if we can catch that. We may be able to go back and catch that replay there. And let's go see if we can go back and take a look at that. And let's, here we go, I found it here. Let's run it back. And they're racing down, you see him racing down to turn one. And he's got the boost on. He's going to try to get around that turn. And we got Darnell. She's down on the inside. And actually, she's got the position on him. So not sure what happened there. And you see Tony Long coming along on the inside as well. Rice is on the outside. Not sure. Let's see. Oh, she caught a bunch of curb and got airborne. That's what happened. Rice didn't hit her. Oh, my goodness. And I guess the same thing happened to Tony Long, and they end up, and she did hit Clay, who is that? That's Clay Rice. Yeah, so he did get damaged himself. And but surprisingly, wow, that's crazy. So we're under caution here. And I'm surprised he didn't. Look, yeah, his wing is broken. I thought it's hanging off in the back now. Is he going to get a? He doesn't have a meatball flag for that. I can't imagine why. But he's going to have to do a drive-through to get that fixed. We'll see if he. There's no way that he can go racing with that wing hanging there like that. Let's take it back live here, and I think he's already towing back to the pits here, and trying to get my replay. What is going on with the replay here? I'm trying to get us back to the main screen. Uh-oh. Something froze up on us here, and I don't know what's going on there. We may have to I had this happen before, and I don't know what's going on here, why it won't unstick itself. And let's see, what we need to do is we need to try to see if we can get on another driver here. Oh, you know what? We're having some kind of technical issue here, waiting for device to disconnect. I'm not sure. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. There's some kind of disconnect going on with the device, with our internet connection to the race server. And oh man, this is such a disappointment here. I'm not sure what we can do. And oh man, this is terrible because we can't lock back on. So you know what it says, send throughput well to, okay, we obviously had some kind of technical difficulty here, and we're unable to, what we're going to do is, because this is our fantasy series, you know what, we have the magic of just doing a do-over. So you hang on, folks, and we're going to make this happen here. What we're going to do is we're going to run a quick break here, and we're just going to have to do some kind of a restart, and we'll be right back. Okay, folks, well, what we're going to do is, like, we had some kind of technical difficulty, so we basically restarted qualifying here, and that's just how it's going to have to go. Well, what a start to the to the start of the iFRL here, but guess what? It's kind of like a do-over. So unfortunately, the times that they did before, they had to be thrown out because we couldn't continue. So that could be good for some folks and bad for others. We'll have to see what happens here. Rainey Darnell, well, actually Clay Rice had gotten pole position at the very last moment, and So now we'll wait for the cars. Everybody's coming out once again. Let's see, Dale Clark, she's making her way out onto the track. Actually, she's already out there. She's out on the hard compound tire. And it will be another 10-minute session. We will let them run the full 10-minute session. You know, that the way that froze, that happened in a league race a few weeks ago. It might have been a month or so ago. And that was the first time I'd ever seen that happen. I never figured out what caused it. We were running at it was a night race at a short track, and it happened when there was a crash. One of the drivers had crashed, and I locked onto them to do the replay of the crash, and somewhere in there some kind of glitch happened. So maybe if we get a crash or something, I might not try to do a replay on that and just keep going. And because I think what happened was that was just strange. You try to guess, and I don't like to guess, so we're not even going to worry about it. But Clark, she's one of the first ones out the gate to go out there and put down a hot lap. We'll see if she can do a better run this time around. But we're determined to get this race off here today. Everybody's pretty much made it out. There's Tammy Denman on track. Ray Rice back out and running again. And let's hope that hope they'll have some better luck this time around at the start. Now, that would be crazy if they ended up at the front again. But ain't no telling. Vajanic, there she is. And we're still waiting for somebody. I don't know who's the first person that's going to come around and put a time on the board. We'll lock in on them as soon as we see some times here. Everybody's pretty much out on their hot lap. Dale Clark, wow, he's up at the top there. And Josh Mayu, he's P2. A lot more times to go. That's a 1:15.699 for Mayu. Yeah, Clark, her time was a 1:14.604. That provisional pole position. And DeCostello just putting a time in there. Ryan Cruz provisional pole, 1:14.584. Now, for any reason, if there's some kind of technical glitch, now, I mean, I tell you, I've talked to different iRacers and stuff, and sometimes they've had things where they're racing and something crazy goes on in the computer, stuff I've never experienced. And but you just never know with online sim racing. I mean, it literally could be anything, and so you have to take it with a grain of salt, and keep your fingers crossed that everything will work out. But knock on wood, we have a 99% success rate. Paul Smith currently in that provisional pole position, 1:13.342. That's a good time there for Smith. Now that might hold up. Tammy Denman, she's doing better this time around. She's P2 with a 1:13.351. And they're getting bumped there. Casey Marshall just went to provisional pole. Wow, a 1:12.905. I think that might be the fastest time we saw today. So this do-over is definitely helping some folks for sure. Let's see how things shape up. Rainey Darnell, she's currently P15. Oh, I think that was Shane Wielden Sr. got turned around. and he's going to try to get out of the way there, of course, as soon as he can. He's still sitting there precariously perched right there in turn one, and he's still sitting there. You see that red dot on the track map, and now he's got a meatball flag, and he's towing back to pit road, so they finally got him cleared off the track. Ashton Rice, she's doing better this time around. P3 at the moment with a 113.240. But I tell you, you got a feel for like Rainey Darnell, Clay Rice, and Tony Long. They had some bad luck, and if of course if the connection hadn't froze up, then yeah, we would have just continued on, no problem. And Paul Smith now down to that P4 position. Julia Perazzi, she's doing better this time around. P6 at the moment, a 113.365. Marshall, she continues to stay at the top there for the moment. Less than 3 minutes to go in qualifying. That 112.905, boy, that is going to be hard to beat. Nobody has been in the 112s at all. Haley Bajanic, she's P8 at the moment, 113.889. Now, of course, it looks like the top six are running soft tires. Terrell Rice, he's on pit road. He's currently 16th. He's got soft tires on, but he's pretty slow, and with those soft tires, 114.755 is his best time. Same deal for Rainey Darnell and Andy Casalova. They have soft tires on, and they just don't have the speed at the moment. And if that's going to be their qualifying tire, that's what they're going to have to start the race on. So, yeah, we'll see what happens here. I'm gonna make a quick adjustment here and make sure that everything's good on our end, and before we go to the race, and we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching the season opener of the iFormula Racing League here on Rice Motorsports TV. Hey folks, we're back here, and checkered flag is in the air once again, and this time we're rolling on into the for take two here on this start of this race. We got to wait for everybody to get around. Looks like Casalova, he'll be starting at the back of the field, so got to wait for all the cars to pit so that the server can roll on over. Does look like Casey Marshall was able to hold on to that provisional pole, so she will be starting from the front. and starting on hard tires, no less. That's pretty impressive to be that fast on hard tires versus the soft tire runners. And you know it. And I see the majority of the. Okay, wait a minute. So qualifying, I guess, surprise, surprise, she is not the pole sitter anymore. I guess whoever got the pole, they got it on the. As I guess their last lap must have counted. So wow, we're gonna see what happens here as the field starts to go there. Oh no, we don't want to do that. Let's turn some grandstands on. We don't want that on there. Let's see. Let's see. They're completely off. We don't want that on there. Put that. There we go. Got to have something. And but wow, what a difference here. Let's go look at surprise, surprise. Look who's at the front here for qualifying. Let's go ahead and bring that grid up again, and it is indeed Rainey Darnell. She did bump Casey Marshall literally at the last moment there to get that pole position. Shane Wilden Sr. In that third spot. Ashton Rice is fourth, with Paul Smith fifth. Josh Mayu in the sixth position. Then we have Tammy Denman starting seventh, and Julia Perazzi eighth. Ryan Cruz will be ninth, and this time around, Clay Rice, he'll round out the top 10. The 11th will be Haley Bajanic with Gerard Smith 12th. 13th will be Dale Clark. 14th, Ron Walters. 15th, Ben Leggett. Tim Farrow in the 16th position. 17th is Sandy Aaron with Terrell Rice 18th. 19th is Andy Kosalova, and Tony Long starting. Wow, she was up at the front last time, but she's starting shotgun on the field this time around. So that is pretty much where we are. So they're going to get ready to get the grid going here. It is a standing start. So we'll be waiting for the starter here, waiting for the go command here. Cars revving up, ready to go, and we got a green flag, and here we go, folks. Let's try this again. Rainey Darnell is leading them down to turn one. Everybody's breaking out in the back there a little bit, trying to get a position. Let's see if they all get through here cleanly this time. Oh boy, everybody got through. No wrecks or anything. So far, it looks like everybody got through nicely. Ayla Bajanic in that currently ninth in as they go down the backstretch there. Darnell already 1.6 seconds out in front. Boy, she is not playing around. She's getting while the getting's good. Casey Marshall is in that second spot with Shane Wielden Sr. And I tell you, if ever somebody had some good luck, he sure did. Starting up now in the third position there, and do his best to hold on to it. I see Ashton Rice and Paul Smith several car lengths behind them. They come out onto the front stretch here. They have 200 seconds of boost available to them, and no one's using it this time around. I see Dale Clark, she's got it on though, but she was the only one to use it going down the front stretch. Ashton Rice in the fourth position. And I see that right there, the thing I like about the way these AI cars are running, like every race you do, me personally, I think the algorithm for them and the program is running pretty good, because the randomness is just crazy. You could be good in one race and then just, like you got an anchor out behind you in the next race, and it's so totally random. It's just a crapshoot every single time you come into a session. So, and that's good for the competition, because you just never know. And I imagine this is going to be a very, very competitive season, and looking forward to seeing how this shapes up here. Now, they've got the 75% fuel on board, so we'll see. It'll be about fuel strategy as well to see how things pan out here. Darnell looking pretty good out front. Casey Marshall, she's about, well, she was 1.5 seconds behind, but now it's 1.2. Boy, she's starting to walk in on Darnell there. Shane Wilden Sr. is a little bit further behind, hasn't been able to keep up just yet. And he has Ashton Rice, has Paul Smith on her tail, battling for a position there with the number 49 machine. Already, lap 3 of 50 in the books already. Well, further back, Josh Mayu, he's running 6th. Running in traffic there, trying to chase down Paul Smith. See the field definitely starting to stretch out here a little bit, so now it's just a matter of getting on with the program here. Behind them, there's Tammy Denman. She's got Ryan Cruz. The Cruz missile is right back there. First target of the day is the 43 there, Tammy Denman. He'll see if he can, because Denman lost one spot since the start of the race, and we have had some movement going on. Dale Clark, she's improved 2 positions since the start. Clay Rice, he had terrible luck in that first start, and we had to redo the session, and now he's lost 2 spots already. Trying to see if he can get back up there, trying to put some pressure on Clark, who's chasing Haley Bajanic there for position. Bajanic, she's actually gained a spot, now up into the top 10 there, running 10th at the moment. This is our first broadcast here on Rice Motorsports TV of 2026. Happy New Year's to everyone there. Ashton Rice got the boost engaged, trying to make a move here, trying to stay ahead of Paul Smith. Oh boy, and does he get her? Yeah, man, they're door to door. Smith not giving up. He's trying to get there, and oh man, he wasn't able to pull off the pass. Ashton Rice stays ahead of the 12 machine. Boy, that was some nifty racing there. Josh Mayo, he's closing in on the number 12 there, though, and might see if he can try to do something, cause a little distraction for Paul Smith. Not quite close enough yet to make a pass. And meanwhile, up the front there, Randy Darnell, she stays out ahead of Casey Marshall. Boy, now 3 seconds. Marshall still ahead of Shane Wilden Sr., but he is closing in there a little bit now. They all running soft tires. Looks like everybody running in the top 9 have the soft compound on. And we got somebody coming down pit road. It's Ben Leggett. He's coming down pit road, and let's see. He's followed by Terrell Rice and Tony Long. And these folks, they're on the hard compound tire. Now, that's interesting for them to come in so early on lap 6. So I wonder if those hard tires just aren't working for them. They may switch over to the soft tire. We'll see what happens here as they get down to their pit box. Let's take a look here and see if he does indeed switch over to the soft compound. And yes, he does. So now he's got the red walled soft tires on, and that'll be looks like all 3 of them switched to the soft tire. Actually, I did not notice what the other two were running when they came in, so I imagine maybe they just decided to go ahead and get on the soft tire now. They're still on the lead lap, but they need to hurry up and get going because your leader, Rainey Darnell, she's coming down the front stretch there. And got a nice gap on Casey Marshall, and you can see Shane Wilden Sr., boy, he really is closing in on the number 37. More folks on pit road. It's Haley Bajanic. She's coming down. Gerard Smith is making his way down pit road, and Tim Faro. And they're, I think folks are starting to get off of these hard compound tires. They may not be doing it for them because the majority of the field was on the soft compound to start the race anyway. Marshall in that second position. Ashton Rice, she's was able to hold off Paul Smith. And of course they're all running the soft compound tire. It is a little cool out there, the air temperature now it's 64 degrees. I think it went up a degree since the start of the race, but it may be getting a little bit better performance with those soft compound tires. Well, the rule is you have to use both sets of tires, so they probably put them on there and like, okay, we run a few laps on them and we're going to get them off. There's Dale Clark making her way down pit road, followed by Ron Walters. So they're probably once you run that set of tires, then you're good. You don't have to worry about going back to them. So they got those hards on and they're gonna get away from them now. Ashton Rice able to pull away from Paul Smith here at the moment. They're stretched out pretty good. Nice little gap between them and Josh Mayu, but he's hanging in the top 10 good, currently 6th. Like a couple of seconds behind Paul Smith, who once again, he's trying to line up for an attack here on the 49 there, Ashton Rice. And let's see. And going through that final section before they hit the front stretch. Let's see if he uses the boost. I don't see him. He's actually only used 8 seconds so far of the 200 seconds that he has allotted. But he did not try any boost at all that particular time, and Rice is able to stay ahead. Tammy Denman in that 7th position, trying to close in on Josh Mayu, who's running 6th at the moment. Got Julia Perazzi and Ryan Cruz behind her, trying to make something happen here. Cruz just inside the top 10. Clay Rice, he's pretty much by himself at the moment. He's running 10th, and boy, he's over 3 seconds ahead of Andy Kosilova. And Kosilova, that's a weird gap the way that's going there. Look at it's like the field is kind of separated into 2 groups, and both Clay Rice and Andy Kosilova, they're kind of in the middle. And well, if this was like Daytona, it'd be like no man's land, because you definitely need a drafting partner out there. But as it stands, yeah, they're doing pretty good, and they have not pitted. Everybody from 12th position on back has stopped at least once. And as soon as I say that, there's Kosilova going down on pit road, so he's going to come on down. Now he's got the hard tires on as well. So now he's going to go ahead, and where he is now and where the leader is, he should definitely be able to get in and out. It's such a long trip down pit road, but he should be able to get in and get off of pit road and stay on the lead lap. And of course, now on the flip side, though, the leaders, they'll be getting onto those hard tires. As Kosilova gets onto the softs, makes his way back out. He'll comfortably get back out and stay He might lose some positions here. There are folks behind him that were. See somebody about to go past there. That was Gerard Smith, I believe, as he gets going. Exits pit road. I see Terrell Rice and Tony Long coming along as well. Oh boy, let's behave going through turn 1 here, and he's able to get out ahead of Terrell Rice. So yeah, they're all on soft tires back there, but Kosilova, he exits the pits and into the 17th position. Darnell 6-second lead out front. And the battle with Ashton Rice there and Paul Smith is still raging on. Smith not quite able to get close enough to the 49 to execute a pass. Still, now we have 10 cars that have yet to stop for the first time. So these folks that are out there now, they've all been on those tires since the start of the race. And we're on lap 11, where they've really pushed those tires long. The other folks that were on the hard tires, it's like they did like between 5 and 9 laps. Actually, Sandy Aaron only went 4 laps before she changed onto the soft tires. But that was at the beginning of the race there. She actually pitted on lap 4. So that was pretty early in the race. Perazzi doing good here. Brian Cruz ahead of her. He's also been doing pretty good in the ARCA series, and this is something new here for him. Races along there. Tammy Denman, she's staying out of trouble at the moment. Josh Mayo, he hasn't quite caught the 43 car just yet. He's getting closer, but he hasn't quite caught it just yet. I tell you what, Mayo, he's about to be under attack from Ryan Cruz, though. The Cruz missile, he is definitely caught up to the number 61 for sure. I'm curious now. I predicted the pit window to be between, I think it was 10 and 15 laps, and we're on lap 13. And now I'm starting to wonder, wow, when are these front runners going to come in? Because they're doing pretty good up there. There's Shane Wilden Sr. Well, I tell you, he's having the time of his life right now. He's not that far behind Casey Marshall either. Just about a second. He has closed up the ground, but I wonder if those tires are giving up on him just a little bit. He's trying to hold in there, trying to hang in there, but can't quite get close enough to Marshall to do anything. Darnell now 8 seconds out front, and she's trying to build that gap so that she can get out there, and she makes a pit stop, and then she can go ahead and because it's all about the pit stop delta as well, which is actually quite large. It's almost a full minute. We're talking like 58, 59 seconds because of the very long pit road that they have here at Indy. So when she does pit, or anybody for that matter, if they have a good enough gap, they won't fall that far in the order. You can see where she is, and you can see Marshall way back there, pulling Shane Wilden Sr. along. Paul Smith actually did get past Ashton Rice. Wow, let's go back and find that. Let's see. When in the world did he pass her? Let's see. We'll go back and look at the replay clips here and see if I can find that. Here we go. This is where the pass happened here. And down in the interior section of the track, and he was just close enough, and he was able to affect that pass. So good job there for Paul Smith, now up into the 4th position. Rice is still running in the 5th spot now, but Tammy Denman is right behind her. And boy, I tell you, Josh Mayu and Ryan Cruz are getting close. Now 14 of 50 laps complete, and still wow, I'm still waiting to see some of those front runners come in and pit. So they must be very confident in their ability to hold on to those cars, or I'd say more so either they're very confident or the other drivers just being very careful and just trying to, you know, make sure that they don't have any problems. And who is that? I think I saw Ben Leggett up there. Now he's not a lap down, but he's a little bit behind the group that we were looking at here. Trying to keep Tim Farrow at bay. On Walters right behind him. And Andy Costellover, he's moving in on Walters, so that's a battle for 15th, 16th, and 17th respectively there. Those three cars, I should say. And your leader, Rainey Darnell, finally came down pit road here on lap 15. Wow, she right at the top of my, well, everybody's coming down there. Okay? The ones that that had stayed out, they all stayed out to lap 15. That was the maximum lap on my window prediction. So yeah, everybody that has yet to pit, the top 10 drivers, as a matter of fact, all making their way down pit road. It's Tammy Denman there, Ashton Rice, everybody making their way down. Now it's up to the pit crews. You know, how are they going to do when they get down to their pit box? Now, see, Darnell, she's already there, and that makes it good for her. And the other folks are a lot of them are just now getting to their pit boxes, and just as they get in there good, she's already on her way out. So just a matter of, now you see folks coming down the front stretch. There's Haley Bajanic. She's going to leapfrog some of these folks, and actually she's in the second position. Wow, she got past that entire field. And they didn't have bad pit stops, but they just fell down the water. I mean, now some of them, the pit stop delta was just over a minute for about like maybe 4 or 5 of them, but that was good timing there for Haley Bajanic as she moves into the P2 position there with Darnell still out front. Dale Clark also had a good exchange there. She pitted back on lap 7, and after the top 10 drivers finally decided to pit, that catapulted her up to the third position. But you know, we're in lap 16 of 50, so we probably have a few more pit stops to go. Art Smith, he also benefited, currently now in the 4th position. He's up 8 spots from where he started. Shane Wilden Sr., boy, he's the thick of it now. He was running 3rd there, and now is battling, hold on to a 6th place position. But everybody's already stopped once now. Paul Smith right behind him, and look at that, he's got the boost on too, and he does get past. Is he going to get past? I think he does. Yep, he makes the pass on Shane Wilden Sr. So he moves up into the 6th position. But he pitted on lap 15, so his tires, they're both on the soft compound tires, but his tires definitely a lot fresher than the 14 there, Shane Wilden Sr. Rainey Darnell still out front there to the tune of almost 6 seconds. So everything's going along the plan for her. So we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. You're watching the season opener for the iFormula Racing League here on Rice Motorsports TV. Okay, folks, we're back, and you're watching the season opener for the iFormula Racing League. Riding on board here with Gerard Smith currently in that 4th position. Casey Marshall, she was riding up at the front, but we had that first round of pit stops, and everybody except for your leader, Rainey Darnell, lost positions. And Marshall is trying to fight her way back up towards the front there. In fact, we have, well, I mean, they're not exactly, no one's in danger of going a lap down. Marshall getting very close there to Paul Smith as they go into the final section before they hit the front stretch. About 4/10 of a second behind Smith. They raced. She's not using any boost to try to get down to the first turn there. And did I say Paul Smith? I'm sorry, that's Gerard Smith in front of her and Paul Smith behind her, so she's battling 2 Smiths right now. Paul Smith is in that 6th position trying to catch Casey Marshall. But further back, Tim Farrow, currently 10th. Gained 6 spots in the pit stop exchange. I think did I just see Ron Walters? No, I don't think he just passed Koselova. I think he's just trying to hold Koselova at bay. Everyone doing the best they can here, trying to get the most out of these cars. Josh Mayer, he's right in the thick of it, 13th at the moment. Now he's 7 positions down, and we got Ben Leggett. He's coming down pit road, hitting here on lap 30. He'll be in for his next round of tires and fuel. Now I believe he may have started on the hard compound tire, so we'll see what he ends up doing. And we got a few more folks, Terrell Rice, Tony Long, and Sandy Aaron, making their way in. And let's look and see if he gets onto the hard compounds, or is he just going to stay with another round of softs. He might just decide to keep those softs, and yes, he does. It might have just been fuel as well. Let's check out his, what was his pit stop time here? That was 9.2 seconds, and he's on his way. Terrell Rice, his was 8.9, so that wasn't bad. That wasn't a bad stop for him at all. Randy Long, her pit was 9.116, and Sandy Aaron's was, oh wow, also 9.116, identical pit stop times for both Tony Long and Sandy Aaron. And some of the folks up at the front coming down pit road. Ayla Bajanic there, followed by Gerard Smith, making their way in. We have Perazzi and company go by. Tim Farrow also coming down pit road. Dale Clark, she's now in the 2nd position from when Bajanic pitted. But wow, she's like a whopping 10 seconds behind Rainey Darnell. So things looking pretty good for the 22 car at the moment. Darnell way out front. And that'll definitely help her maintain, maybe not maintain the lead, but stay very close to the front. So whenever this, these pit stop cycles, they cycle around, and if you're not that far behind, you'll do pretty good. Paul Smith just off the podium at the moment. Well, Dale Clark's coming in, and that's going to promote Casey Marshall back up to the 2nd position, and that's going to put Paul Smith onto a podium spot, you know, if the race were to last right now. 28 laps remaining. Lap 23 of 50. Clark making her way down, and Ron Walters also on pit road. For the most part, it looks like everybody, once they've done those hard tires, they've said, okay, well, we did what we had to do. And that apparently does not seem to be the tire to be on today at Indy. Shane Wilden, I'm sure he's super excited to be in the top 5 at the moment. Over a second ahead of Tammy Denman, too, so, you know, right now, I mean, they're obviously going to have, what will we at, lap 23. So they're probably going to have to stop at least 2 more times, I'm guessing. It kind of depends on how things cycle around here. And the field is definitely broken into 2 separate groups. So Darnell, she's out front, and Shane Wilden Sr., boy, he's got the boost on here, trying to get past Paul Smith. He's challenging, coming down to turn 1. I think Smith has the better line going in there, and I think he's going to hang on. Paul Smith just barely. He's trying to hang on, boy. And, I mean, Shane Wilden Sr. is fighting him hard, and is he going to get the position? I think he is, folks. Shane Wilden Sr. gets that P3 position. Good fight there for the number 14. How about Tammy Denman taking a look? These guys battling out. She's like, okay, guys, you guys keep battling out. I'm going to sneak up here and pull a fast one on you here. Yeah, they're all running. That's your top 5. That's part of your top 5 right there. And they all pitted on lap 15. So there's no tire offset as far as a tire age wear or anything like that. So, straight up dogfight at the moment. Tammy Denman trying to see what she can do here. Try to get up into a podium position. Got a couple of positions to go before she can make that happen. And Koslova making his way down pit road. And that's going to drop him down the order quite a bit. Now, where he is now, you can see on the track map where he's 11th. 12th place is quite a ways back there. But look at that long pit road. Oh, my goodness. And he's creeping all the way down. He hasn't even gotten down to the pits there. Now he finally gets to his pit box. And where's Haley Bajanic? She's coming out of the final turn. Yeah, she's probably going to get Koslova. He just exited his pit, but that's not going to help him there as Bajanic goes by into that 11th position. The gap, just if it had been a little bit longer, then he would have managed to stay out. But he's going to drop a couple of positions now. Still just getting up to speed. He just hit the exit line there for pit road as he enters the fight once again, re-entering in the 17th position. Charles Rice pretty close there. Battle within there for that spot. Up in the top 10, Josh Mayu trying to stay ahead of Ashton Rice there. Both of them lost a position since the start of the race. Julia Perazzi behind them in 9th also lost a spot since the start of the race. And got her hands full there with Clay Rice at the moment, trying to keep the 13 at bay. Now halfway through the race here, 25 laps remaining. Good race so far for Rainey Darnell. And Tony Long and Sandy Aaron have indeed gotten lapped. That was Tony Long right there. We just saw her go a lap down, unfortunately. And that's Sandy Aaron right behind her. So those two, unfortunately, have fallen off of the lead lap. Casey Marshall doing pretty good there to stay ahead of Shane Wheeldon Sr., who's has a nice battle going there with Paul Smith. Able to keep Smith at bay for the moment. And they're both on, look like they're on similar strategies here. So it will be hard for Paul Smith to really make anything happen there. Amy Denman in that 5th spot there. That's 2 up from where she started the race. I think this thing's going to go back and forth now. Darnell, she's out front right now, but it'll be interesting to see where, where after these pit stops, where they all end up. Because obviously that juggles up the field, and you just never know what's going to happen after that. They race all over Julia Perazzi there trying to get that 9th position. And everybody in the field now is on soft tires, and I'm kind of thinking they're going to stay that way. I just don't see the hard tire just performing or doing what they need to do. Now, Rice, he did not use any boost at all to try to catch Perazzi, but and it didn't help. I don't know if it would have helped or not, because he is losing a little bit of ground. He's like 6/10 behind number 16 there of Perazzi. The field's a little stretched out. Rainey Darnell, she's not really in traffic. She just got past, Tony Long and Sandy Aaron, so she still has a little ways to go before she catches, I think it's Terrell Rice, who's 3.5 seconds down the road. But it'll be a good little while before she catches the 98. Who knows? They may have to pit before it's all done. Terrell Rice, he pitted on lap 20, and Darnell pitted on lap 15. So he's got an advantage there by at least an extra 5 laps of fuel. Rainey Darnell, she kind of just running her own program here right now, and no pressure from behind. Gap is now a 15-second gap between her and Casey Marshall. Has made her way back onto that podium position. And Shane Wheeldon Sr., well, I tell you, he was fighting hard to get that back to 3rd place, and he is not ready to give that up at all as he fights to stay ahead of Paul Smith, trying to keep Smith off the podium. And this, I mean, if the race were to end right now, this would by far be the best finish for Shane Wheeldon Sr. in the league. Of course, the iFRL is a sister league to the Virginia iRacing League. That's where we traditionally run all the stock cars and anything of that nature, cars and trucks. And the iFormula Racing League consists of mostly all open wheel cars, but there are a few road racing cars that we will be using. There's Josh Mayu, currently in the top 10. They're running P7 at the moment. He's only right now, after that first couple of rounds of pit stops, he's only lost 1 spot. Well, actually, he's only pitted once, back on lap 15. So he'll definitely have to pit at least 1 more time. But whether or not it'll just be 1 time or more, I don't know. Right now, he's got a over 3.5 second gap on Perazzi. Your leader's coming down here on lap 30. Rainey Darnell will relinquish that position. Casey Marshall, she's coming around the final turn. Oh, she's coming in as well. So let's see what Shane Wilden does. He's making his way in. How about Paul Smith? Smith stays out, so he's going against the grain with the front runners there, as the rest of them are making their way down pit road, and that's going to promote him up to the lead position with now 20 laps to go. Trying to think, we saw folks go at least 15 laps, so a lot of folks are going to be stopping again, probably around 5 laps to go or something like that. Pit stop action. Shane Wilden Jr. on pit road there. Who's that in front of him? I think that was that might have been. Was that Casey Marshall making her way out? Yes, it is. Tammy Denman also making her way back off of pit road. Yeah, all these positions are juggling around now. Cars going by on track. Looks like she'll re-enter in the 14th position. Terrell Rice right behind her. Boy, he's coming up there quick too. In that 15th spot now. But not close enough to challenge Denman for a position just yet. But boy, he is close. And your leader, Paul Smith and Ashton Rice and Clay Rice, they're making their way down on pit road. So he inherited the lead, but that's not going to last too long. Rice makes his way down pit road. And Kosalova in that 13th position. He's got Shane Wilden Sr. Now, there's folks ahead of them pitting, and I think I see it's Ashton Rice. Paul Smith, Ashton Rice, and Clay Rice. They're all on pit road, so Kosalova, him and the folks on track in front of him, they're about to move up 3 spots at least as he gets past where they're on pit road, so that elevates him up to the 10th position. Good racing going on out here today at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Ben Leggett kind of out, he's behind, looks like he's behind Tim Farrow and Casey Marshall. He's not really close enough right now. He's kind of just running his race here at the moment. He last pitted on lap 20, so he might be due for a stop here soon. That'll probably push him back down the order just a little bit. Renee Darnell with the boost on at the moment, trying to make sure she stays ahead of Haley Bajanic. I mean, she's 9 seconds ahead. So yeah, and Bajanic also using boost along with Gerard Smith. He's using boost trying to catch the number 03 car. Don't know if he late braked a little bit or not, but he definitely closed up that gap a little bit. Currently in a podium position at the moment, but these positions are going to shuffle around one more time, at least one more time, I would imagine. We're now 18 laps to go. We're getting to the point now wherever, let's see, your leader is Rainey Darnell. She pitted on lap 30. So if she were to do 15 laps, that course, that's 45. Man, she'd have to pit with like 5 laps to go. That would suck, but doesn't have any real choice in the matter. So even though she has led the majority of this race, there's no guarantee that that she's going to be able to pull out a victory here. It kind of like it goes back to that delta, and right now she's got a good gap. She's 11 seconds. She has to do everything she can to get as far away as she can. And she obviously is going to lose positions to Bajanic, Gerard Smith, and Dale Clark, and those folks running in I would say in the top 7 or 8 or something like that. But of course, then it depends on when they stop, and so it'll just be interesting to see. Haley Bajanic, now she pitted on lap 21 was the last time, so she's been out there a while. Darnell pitted on lap 30, but Janik pitted on lap 21. So, wow, she's been out there a good little while, and you know what? This might help in the long run because she knows that Darnell's going to have to pit again, and if she stops, I don't know if she can keep that gap from being so big. She might have a chance. So we'll just have to wait and see here. Because there's a few unknowns here at the moment, so it'll be exciting to see how it pans out. Tim Farrow running up in the top 10 here, to running top 5 actually. Trying to keep Casey Marshall at bay. Shane Wilden Sr.'s still in the top 8. Having a great run here today at Indy. I'm sure he is just having a ball. Let's look a little bit further back through the field. There's Tammy Denman. She has got Paul Smith hot on her heels there. Andy Kosilova behind them. Kosilova is in the 12th position now. That's 7 spots from where he started the race. That may be as high as he's gotten so far in the race, so I'm sure he's happy to be close to the top 10. But man, boy, he's got Ryan Cruz all over him. Boy, the Cruz missile, he's going to be, he might try to put the boost on going down the front stretch. Let's see what happens here. They're making their way through the final section. And let's see, Ben Leggett, he's pitting. Are these guys going to peel off and pit? No, they're staying on track. And Cruz, he has engaged the boost mode here, trying to see if he can get enough power here to get past Kosilova. This time he's going to take a look on the outside. And boy, it wasn't enough. So he remains in that 12th position. Was not enough to get him up there and get the pass done on Andy Kosilova, who remains in the 8th spot. Now 15 laps to go, and Cruz, he is still battling there with Kosilova, trying to get past the 93. Kosilova doing a pretty good job keeping him at bay, though. And oh boy, now Darnell stays out, but wow, Haley Bajanic and Gerard Smith both pit. Now that's not going to help, because, you know, that's going to open up a huge gap. And see, there's other folks that are going to drop in between them that probably are going to have to pit, true. But your leader, Darnell, man, she's going to be way up the, way down the track, you know, when they finally get out and complete their pit stops. But, you know, hey, their strategy is what it is, and they'll just have to deal with it. Kosilova able to put a little bit more real estate between him and 61 there. Actually, that's Ryan Cruz. I'm sorry. The cars, they have a similar paint scheme. Paul Smith and Ryan Cruz kind of have yellow cars, and that is Ryan Cruz back there, who's actually been trying to pass him for the last couple of laps. So Kosilova had gotten a little bit of a gap there, but Cruz, he's holding on in there once again. Now Kosilova, he pitted on lap 24. Ryan Cruz last pitted on lap 30. He's kind of in the same boat as Rainey Darnell, as Dale Clark pits from 2nd position, and she makes her way down pit road. And of course, she'll fall down the order. But with 13 laps to go, stopping here, this should get her to the end of the race here. Boy, when in the world is Rainey Darnell going to pit? She pitted on lap 30. What did I say? We're on lap 38 now. So I'd give her another 7-8 laps maybe, unless she can go further, and I don't think she can go to the end of the race. I hope she doesn't do anything like run out of fuel or something like that, but it just kind of depends. I mean, the gap now with all these other folks behind her pitting, the gap now is 22 seconds for the number 22, and that, boy, I tell you, wherever she starts, if she can maintain a gap like that, she might have a chance of maybe getting out on track in the top 5, or maybe even the top 3 whenever she stops. And that gap is actually continuing to grow. Now it's 23 seconds, and well, it's just barely 23 seconds. Casey Marshall, she's pouring on the coal here, and she's in the same boat as Rainey Darnell. Shane Wilden also pitted on lap 30. In fact, everybody at the moment, everybody in the top 4 pitted on lap 30, and that's including Tammy Denman, and she's done a good job. She's up 3 spots from where she started the race. Paul Smith sniffing around there trying to see if he can get that 4th position, and he's going to get it. Well, let's see. Smith, he pitted on lap 31, so it's not like he has no huge advantage as far as the fuel window is concerned. So if he can't get it done here, he may have to try to get it done in the pits. The laps really are winding down. They're continuing along. Rainey Darnell, she continues to stay out now on lap 40. 10 laps to go. Well, 11 laps to go. She's just started the 40th lap. And lap 41 will make it 10 because you had to do 10 more laps after this one. And let's see, Kosilova coming down pit road, and with 11 laps to go, I mean, he's pitting from 8th. Well, he's already lost a couple of spots already. So, and the folks that are passing him, I don't know. They're probably going to have to pit. He might be able to make it back up into the top 10 before the checkered flag. We'll just have to see how things go here. Getting down to his pit box there, and I imagine he'll be going on to the. So I tell you, ever since they got off of those hard compound tires, we have not seen a soul get back on them. So that hard compound tire is just something you're just going to have to deal with for a little while until you decide to get rid of them. But Rainey Darnell, she's continuing along, and so far so good. So with 10 laps to go, we're gonna take one final break here before the end and see what happens at the end. And we'll be right back. You're watching the iFormula Racing League season opener here on Rice Motorsports TV. Okay, folks, we're back here, and this race is starting to wind down now here, and Shane Wilden Sr., he's in a podium position at the moment, but boy, I tell you, he is, like I said, him, second place Casey Marshall, and your leader Rainey Darnell, they're all going to have to pit, and I'm guessing they're going to come in somewhere with 5 laps to go, so is wonderful it is to see them all up here, with the exception of Darnell. I don't know if the other two will have a chance to get back on the podium. Rainey Darnell just might. Wow, she's got like a 24-second gap to second place, and I tell you, that's pretty huge, and she is just trying her best to build a gap, and that almost guarantees her a spot on the podium. But the question is, who's gonna get it after that? And let's see, Paul Smith, he's running at 5th. He pitted on lap 31. I'm looking for somebody that pitted a little later than that. Haley Bajanic, she pitted on lap 36, and she's currently 11th. And well, I tell you, but that's a tall order because she's 2/3 of the lap behind your leader. So she'll gain when the leaders pit and the folks in front of her have to pit. She'll gain a lot of spots, but that's a huge pit stop delta to have to overcome. And I'm confident that she'll break into the top 10. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. Continuing on now, 8 laps to go. On lap 44, your leader just crossed the start-finish line, and that is she's amongst the lapped cars now. That's Ron Walters directly behind her. It's not for position. Walters in that 16th spot. He's 2 positions lower than where he started the race, but just like the true racer he is, old Ron, he's hanging in there, not about to give up at all. And of course, when the leader pits, he's going to get his lap back, because if this were, a stock car race, he'd be in the lucky dog position. So not bad at all to be the first car a lap down. And I don't think Darnell, she's not in a position where she's going to be passing anybody else at the moment. Ben Leggett, he's a little ways down the road, and he's about 5.5 seconds ahead of your leader Rainey Darnell at the moment, so he might be able to hold on. Now, where did he last pit? He pitted on lap 30. Wow, he pitted on lap 35, so he might be able to go the distance here, so he could be looking at a top 10 finish. It just depends on, how far behind he is, the folks in front of him. If they do pit, I'm not certain that all of them are going to have to pit. Folks like Dale Clark, she pitted on lap 37, and she can make it to the end of the race, I believe. Gonna be, boy, I tell you, it's just gonna be up to here's a lot of folks here. They got the boost mode going. Paul Smith, Ryan Cruz, and Josh Mary are all trying to get down there. Ashton Rice has boost mode engaged, trying to make up some time as well. All right, she pitted on lap 31. She might come up just a little bit short at the end of the race. Now we're 6 laps to go. We're on lap 45, and and there it is, folks. Okay, Darnell, she's pulled the trigger. 27 seconds ahead of second place Casey Marshall. Of course, I imagine Marshall and Shane Wilden Sr. and Tammy Denman, they're all going to be coming down pit road here very shortly. And the question is, where do they end up at? See, is Marshall? Yep, she's coming down pit road. Where's Shane Wilden Sr.? And he's coming down pit road. How about Tammy Denman? Is she going to go? Yep, she's heading on in. Paul Smith. I saw somebody else just going to pit road behind him. That was Ryan Cruz I saw go down pit road. So now this is Paul Smith. He is going to elevate himself up to the lead. Darnell is still on pit road, and Paul Smith just gets past her. So how about that, Rainey Darnell? She had enough of a gap where she could absorb that. That gap was enough for her to get in and overcome that huge pit stop delta that they have, and put her into the or come out in second position. Ashton Rice in that third spot, but boy, I tell you, she's probably going to have to pit. She's in the podium position right now. I just don't see that happening. Clay Rice, he pitted. He's the same boat. He pitted on lap 31. Haley Bajanic, I think she might be. Now it's 5 laps to go. Haley Bajanic, I think she can make it to the end. But she needs the Rice kids to pit, Ashton Rice and Clay Rice, and she might pick up a podium position here. Unless Gerard Smith has something to say about it, because he, let's see, they both pitted on lap 36. So, and there's Paul Smith. I see him coming down pit road. So that's interesting. Now he's pitting. I thought he was going to make it to the end, and that puts Rainey Darnell at the front once again. So Paul Smith pitted, and of course I see the Rice kids. They're pitting, and Clay Rice and Ashton Rice were expected. I didn't go back and look. I would have had to look again and see when was the last time Paul Smith had pitted. But obviously, it's a moot point now because Haley Bajanic has gotten propelled into that second position. And will she hold on for a podium position? Gerard Smith also in a podium spot in third. I think they both can make it. Dale Clark is not too far behind though, and she pitted later than they did the last time around, so she's trying her best to try to get up there and catch a podium spot. She may have a little bit more fuel on board. It kind of just depends on their fuel strategy philosophy. You know, how much risk they want to take, how much fuel do they have in the car, or how far do they think they can go with their fuel strategy. Oh yeah, this is going to be very interesting. The gap is 1.5 seconds between Dale Clark and Gerard Smith for that final podium position. But Rainey Darnell, she's looking pretty good. She's 14 seconds clear of Haley Bajanic, who is in that second position. And now with 3 laps to go, as she herself starts lap 48. And I think she can make it, folks. Gerard Smith on the final podium spot here, trying to hold on. Dale Clark, she's not gaining enough ground yet. She's still 1.5 seconds behind Gerard Smith. So unless something weird happens and one of them pits, for fuel or something like that, I don't see her getting higher any up the order. Tim Farrow, good result here. Right now he's looking at a top 5 finish, and he pitted on lap 36, and so he should be able to, if he were to go 15 laps. Now that's if he were to go 15 laps. We saw some folks go 15 laps at the beginning of the race. I don't remember who they were, but that's probably the thing there. Those folks that make the longest stints, and that's where you really got to keep an eye out on it and see what's happening there. So now it's 2 laps to go for your leader, Rainey Darnell. She'll be getting the white flag next time around. Looking very good here. No issue as far as fuel or anything like that. So all she has to do is just get to the end of the race here. Gerard Smith, he's in podium position there. Haley Bajanic in the second spot. All she has to do is make it to that checkered flag. Boy, Smith there is getting a little closer, and Dale Clark is getting a little closer there to Gerard. Well, not really. I'll take that. Well, yeah, because it's less than a second now. She did have a 1.5 second gap to make up, but now it's 3/4 of a second. And white flag in the air there for Rainey Darnell as she makes her way down to turn number 1 there. Haley Bajanic. She's coming around now, and she's about to take the stripe for the last time as well. She's on her final lap. Gerard Smith is right behind her. So now it's kind of a race there for Gerard Smith to hold on to that that third position, because boy, Dale Clark is coming. she's trying her best to catch him. Don't know if she'll be able to catch him. I don't know. That gap is hovering around almost just like it's almost half a second. So he may have enough real estate left to keep the 25 car at bay. As Rainey Darnell, she's going through the final section here. Making her way through, and we had that glitch at the start of the race and had to restart the daggone race, but that is going to do it for Rainey Darnell, and she is going to be the winner here today at the season opener at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And that is what an awesome job there. Haley Bajanic, she crosses the line. She gets P2, and Gerard Smith, he will cross the line and he will round out that podium finish there. But congratulations there to Rainey Darnell, wrapping up the victory here at Indy. Man, I tell you, that was something to see her. She had a very, very commanding presence in this race the whole time around. That was pretty good. That wasn't bad at all. But congratulations there to Rainey, and let's go ahead and take a moment and get the race results up here for you, and get them up on the screen. And if I find the right button, we'll get them up there. And then, of course, there we go. And we'll go ahead and switch over to the post race. And Rainey Darnell, she's your winner, with Haley Bajanic second, Gerard Smith in that third position, with Dale Clark fourth, Tim Farrow fifth, Ben Leggett sixth, Casey Marshall seventh, Ron Walters eighth, Shane Wilden Sr. ninth, and Paul Smith rounding out the top 10. And so now that is it for today. We've got off to a good start, a little bit of a little hiccup there at the beginning, but a good start nonetheless. So don't forget to come back Tuesday evening. We'll be back with the ARCA cars in the VIRL at Nashville Ground Speedway. And you're not going to want to miss that. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click that notification bell so you'll know every time we go live. So for all of us here at Rice Motorsports TV, we want to wish you a pleasant evening.